Race car driver, cross-country skier, hedge fund manager. Is there anything Pippa Middleton's husband James can't do? We'll admit it, there is something attractive about race car drivers. Maybe it's the thrill of high-speed chases or the tight-fitting jumpsuits they wear, but they've all got a little something going on. And that clearly was the case for James Matthews, who was a stellar race car driver in his younger days. Pippa Middleton's husband won the British and European Formula Renault championships in 1994 at the age of 18. He was so talented behind the wheel that he beat the record of racing icon Alain Prost, who had a record-breaking 10 consecutive wins. Matthews went on to win 17 out of the 22 championship races in which he appeared in 1994 alone, so it came as no surprise that there were rumors he was going to make the jump to the Formula One circuit. Manor Motorsport founder John Booth told the Daily Mail, "James was a fantastic driver and very, very talented, but he looked at the probability of making it as a Formula One driver and took a pragmatic decision to go into the city." James Matthews quickly realized after his successful career as a race car driver that there was opportunity elsewhere, so he headed for the city and to the financial arena. Matthews rose to business success fairly quickly and became the senior equity options trader for a financial house called Nordic Options. Shortly after, at just 26 years old, he said goodbye to Nordic Options and branched off on his own, starting his own firm. One of Matthews' friends told the Daily Mail, "James is a very bright guy who has worked incredibly hard from a very early age. He made a huge amount of cash from hedge funds and quite a lot more in the London property market. I'm talking tens of millions. You don't do that by 40 unless you're a sharp cookie." Matthews' business was responsible for over $177 million worth of investments by 2004 and had skyrocketed to $1.5 billion by 2007. David Friedman, the co-founder of Wealth Quotient, said, "James's stake in Eden Capital and the money he potentially has taken out over the last 16 years could make him a demi-billionaire or close to a billionaire on his own merits." Pippa Middleton is probably used to visiting her sister in Kensington Palace, but her husband's family owns a castle too. James Matthews' family owns the 10,000-acre Glen Affric estate, which is located in Scotland. If you want a taste of the stately life, you can rent the estate for a luxurious getaway. The rates start at $16,900 during its peak season.
It's another dazzling lifestyles of the rich and famous.
The castle is fairly remote and is a 45-minute car ride away from the nearest city, Inverness, Scotland. Given that the estate has an 8-bedroom, 5-bathroom lodge and a 3-bedroom cottage, you'll want to invite some friends with you. One of the most significant aspects of Princess Catherine's life that grabbed the hearts of Great Britain's people was her commoner origins, and her sister's husband James Matthews also comes from humble beginnings. James's father, David, started his career as a car mechanic and worked his way up to financial success in the industry. James's grandfather was a coal miner, so they're definitely a rags-to-riches family. James's mother, Jane Parker, was born in Rhodesia, which is present-day Zimbabwe, and is an artist. But like many families in the spotlight, the Matthews family has had its fair share of drama, his parents included. In 2018, James's father, David, was questioned by French police concerning an alleged attack and rape which took place in the late 1990s. David called the allegations against him untrue and scandalous, but was still put under formal investigation, meaning that there may have been some kind of serious or consistent evidence against him. James Matthews' brother Spencer is a reality television star in the United Kingdom, and he came to a level of fame when he revealed that he had sexual relations with more than 1,000 people before the age of 27. Spencer revealed in his autobiography Confessions of a Chelsea Boy that aside from his sexual antics, he got into cocaine and LSD in his wild days, and spent every night for months in bars, clubs, and parties. He also noted in the book that he enjoyed countless casual sexual liaisons. Very different from his brother James, that's for sure. But interestingly enough, Spencer once shared that he inherited his flirtatious ways from his brother. Speaking about all of his siblings, Spencer said, "As a boy, I wanted Nina's heart of gold, Mike's general character, and James's girlfriends." Titles are a big thing in Britain. Meghan Markle became the Duchess of Sussex after marrying Prince Harry. Prince William is the Prince of Wales, and his mother was Lady Diana Spencer before she even married into the royal family. Does everyone have a title in the United Kingdom? Well, no, but Pippa Middleton's husband will inherit a title after his father passes away. James Matthews' father, David, is officially titled the Laird of Glen Affric. He is believed to have gained the title when he bought the Glen Affric estate in 2008, and as such, the title will be passed on to his eldest son at the time of his death. A laird is a Scottish title for someone who owns a significant amount of property. But in the earlier days of Europe, lairds had significant influence and even took charge in some of history's most disturbing practices like witch hunting. So while we can't see James burning witches at the stake, he is free to use the title in the entire British Commonwealth once he inherits it. It seems like every family has endured a life-changing tragedy, and James Matthews suffered one of his family's biggest heartbreaks in 1999 when his brother Michael passed away. The climber and thrill-seeker died while descending from the peak of Mount Everest at the young age of 22. He was the youngest British man at the time to ever scale the peak.
He lives on in our family, we celebrate his birthday every year.
Mike is remembered by his family and by the humanitarian work done through the Michael Matthews Foundation. James often takes part in charity events to raise money for the foundation, which focuses on educating children who live in remote areas. In Spencer Matthews' autobiography, he wrote, "With just a year and a half between them, James and Mike were the closest of friends. The loss was heartbreaking for James." Gone are the days when an internship or apprenticeship could make up for a college degree. And James Matthews clearly knew that staying in the traditional schooling system was not for him. After his car racing days, he went straight into the job market, choosing not to go to university. But despite saying bye to getting a 4-year degree, Matthews still attended some pretty swanky schools. Matthews was a student at Uppingham, a public school in Rutland that cost just over $45,000 a year. He also attended Eton College, the same school that both Prince William and Prince Harry attended. It was at Eton where he started flexing his skills as a go-kart driver. And as we know, he made it fairly far in the professional race car driving world. But instead of going to university, Matthews opted to receive training as a trader at the firm Spear, Leeds & Kellogg, which is now owned by none other than Goldman Sachs. And given his wild business success, it's clear that Matthews knew what he was doing. James Matthews' family owns one of the most lavish resorts in St. Barts. Here are the details. James's father, David, arrived at the hotel after purchasing it and was soon met with disarray when it was severely damaged in a hurricane. The Matthews spent 2 years refurbishing and restoring the property. It's now ridiculously fancy, features 37 suites and villas, and according to its website, is an ideal destination for families offering relaxation, play, and pleasure. So what does the Matthews family life in St. Barts look like? According to the Daily Mail, when there is nothing much to do in the afternoon, David sets sail in his motor launch and goes fishing for tuna, with a decent bottle of Chardonnay in the cool box. And the lifestyle clearly attracts guests because celebrities including Beyoncé, Elton John, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Brad Pitt have stayed there. But be prepared to dish out the cash because the most expensive suite costs over $34,000 a night. James Matthews is very into sports and has taken part in some pretty grueling events. He competed in the Inferno cross-country race in Switzerland in 2016, and the Birkebeiner ski race in Norway, which consisted of a 33-mile course from Rena to Lillehammer. To top it off, Matthews, along with the race's 16,500 competitors, had to carry an almost 8-pound backpack to honor the story and tradition behind the race. The race is dedicated to the rescue of 18-month-old Prince Haakon Håkansson, hence the weighted backpack.
I actually feel a lot better. Thanks, man.
To top off an extremely active lifestyle, Matthews has competed in Otillo, Sweden's 47-mile swimming and running competition, and is often seen out for runs around his Chelsea home. So what does Matthews do when he isn't skiing to the ends of the earth or swimming in what we can imagine as freezing cold water? He watches sporting events. He and Pippa Middleton have been spotted at Wimbledon on multiple occasions, supporting the tennis competition. We all would love to think that extended family would be there for us in sticky situations, and that was true of James Matthews. He jumped in and helped his brother-in-law, James Middleton, after he endured some personal losses. Firstly, Middleton's novelty marshmallow business went under. Second, he split up with actress Donna Air. When it was all said and done, Middleton had lost around $4 million. But Matthews helped Pippa Middleton's brother in a big way, and got him a job at none other than Glen Affrick Lodge, the property that the Matthews family owns. Middleton works as a hotel guide, and when hired, went to lengths to look the part. The Time reported, a publicity photograph shows Mr. Middleton, 31, wearing a deerstalker hat and tweeds, with binoculars around his neck. In another, he is pictured entertaining guests at dinner. When asked about Middleton's new post, Matthews was pretty clear. He's a much better host than I am.